industry has been on fire, the hip hop industry.
Mm.
The US industry. Beefs here and there. I've been seeing you following the Kendrick Drake thing.
Yes. Kendrick and Drake, yes. And now J. Cole is back.
Yeah, he's back in the thing. So what are your thoughts on beefs? Because speaking of beefs here in Uganda, I've seen rappers here trying to, recreate the beefs in the US, like trying to bring it here.
Like who has been trying to recreate?
Speaking of the KSO guy, Big Ben, has been trying to create quick chaos here and there.
With who?
With literally anybody.
But who?
Just throwing. But who? Just throwing.
Because I usually just see the headline, but then I don't see the follow-up.
Like, for the lack of better term, is making noise. We saw the guy in the north also trying to say something.
Who's the guy in the north?
Judas.
Yes.
Trying to say something, but the industry is not responding to them.
The industry is not responding.
It's not responding to them.
Yes.
Are you guys fearing beef? Or?
I think when you look at the Kendrick and Drake beef, they tell you these guys have been enemies for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
There's something there. It's real. It's authentic. Yeah. People could die. Take it. Yeah. That's real. These are two cities. Actually, there are three things people. When we begin talking about that beef, there is light-skinned brothers against dark-skinned brothers. There's that dynamic.
Yeah.
Then there is, you're a Canadian. You can't come to the US and show us your stupidity and call that hip-hop. And then there's the other thing of, you represent the version of hip-hop which is self-destructive. It's not helping us at all. And you're always quiet about black issues. Yes. So you're the antithesis of what hip-hop was formed to be. But then Drake on the other side says, but people don't want to hear you preaching all the time. People want to have a party. But then the other guy is like, okay, people have a party and you're encouraging people to drink Percocet, to take Percocets, which are like pills. Is that the message you'd want your son to listen to in the future? And people are dying. There's an epidemic of people dying. There's a very big conversation which is even bigger than Drake and Kendrick Lamar, which hip-hop needed to have, that it's beyond just the two of them. But it's a conversation about why do you keep quiet about police brutality, yet you're one of the biggest stars who represents the genre? And why do you say that you're a rapper, but half of your albums you're singing? Like, you also sing, but when I sing, it's calling like a chorus. Go kubi album number like, and you're saying that you're the biggest hip hop artist in the world. So there's so many conversations being had in the middle there, and there's something real. You saw how far they went, and I think they might even go much further. But when you look at so, for example, that question could be fired to me that, what's that you don't respond to people when they attempt to punch the clouds?
Why?
Where's the benefit? Because for me, it's a cost benefit analysis. If I'm to respond to somebody, so when Drake responded to Kendrick, $1 million were made. Money was made. The record labels were like, azemu. Money. Spotify was happy, Apple was happy, Interscope was happy, OVO was happy, merchandise was sold. Basically, the whole internet was on fire. Everybody actually was happy. Even the people who sell ads were happy. Even the people who had slow news weeks were happy. Everybody is discussing the beef. Even content people are making so much content for YouTube. YouTube is like, man, advertisers. Everybody is looking at the reactions. You need to put more money here. That's how the economy works. But now, you beef with it. There are guys who beef with Minga. He has been an upcoming artist for 12 years. Muganda wank. I'm not going to spend time with you, Nga. mutabani wange ali waneeno agamba tata. I would rather spend the time with this boy, ochiraba. And then I will go read a book, and then I'll go to work, work on BFE or work on my company in the US. Go kuddamu naawe nsooka neesonyiwaamuko tonneetuuka. There's no actually the juice isn't worth the squeeze. Oyinzeko ennimaawo nga naye onyisemu ne ovaayo akatondo kamuto. Like,
but don't you think,
and it's not real, actually. It's not real. What's the reason it's not real?
Don't you think it would be better for competition, like if rappers came together and were, because I was watching an interview one day, Bebeko's talking about the BBC like beef. He said they planned it to chase out.
Who's BBC?
Bebeku.
They call themselves BBC?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Like they planned it to chase out the Congolese. Like,
who's the first B? Because that also matters.
I'll put on my favorite, but
there's a punchline in there, by the way.
Yeah. Like they orchestrated that beef to chase out the Congolese so that they dominate them.
I think they are lying. I think that's a lie. That's a lie. He says that they orchestrated the beef to chase out the Congolese.
Yeah.
Nah, that's a fact.
That's
a lie. That's what it does. By historian, they Twitter revisionist history. You're now using a narrative to suit where you are. But we all know these people have very fragile, they are very insecure and they have very fragile egos. Yeah. That's what all musicians are. This beef is, it's not real. Even Drake and Kendrick is not real. It's just fragile egos. Insecurities, fragile egos. And then you find the reason, and then it becomes the reason why they're beefing. Tupac and Biggie, it's either a woman, a very insecure person, thinking that when they praise the other person, it makes him less great. It's very frivolous. So bano bagayi balinanga ono yategeka ekivulu yali akuba show ono n'agamba nze muyimbi omunene asinga najja n'aparking emmotoka ye mu kivulu ky'oli makkati. Of course bafans batunulira ono this thing is disorganized. So designer is like, what the hell is wrong with this dude, man? It's disrespectful. Actually, yakolako even one time in Rwanda kushow Lucky Dube. Lucky Dube is performing. He had performed on that show. Naja, he did the same thing through the crowd. Now disorganizing a crowd like Lucky Dube. Lucky Dube is a Rasta man. That's so kind of see the same humor. Now preaching and abagamba, there's a thing called respect. Which take it? It's called respect. It's the respect you give to a fellow man. Oba omusinga oba tomusinga. Naye ali ku stage. Yalina akazindaalo. So for these people, they sat down and they played the chess and they chased away the Congolese. No, the Congolese were already gone because they are promoted. Mukati yali ajijemu amaja. Era singa waliwo yali akyaleeta abakonge singa tebakya kati bafalipo patebaliwo. And that narrative of Simanyambo, one single-handedly, you can, a single hero story, they are mythical. Single hero stories are mythical. Nange sola gama mbono nze naleta hip hop mu Uganda. It's a myth because bale yatandika okwogera Oluganda muteekeko ku eyo list nti yaleeta hip hop mu Uganda. Okitegeera. Then obale fire bongo le lutaaya. Ne bajjajja abaatuulanga ku gundi nga bali mu kwivuga, bali mu ngero. All those contribute to who I am today. So even okugoba abakongo, there's so many factors. The promoters, the change of government, the rise of radio stations, so many other artists abali bayimba before. And there's always national pride. Nayone Jao, the fall of Mobutu, the Kabiras, the wars. Uganda. And I'm like, there's a special kind of stupid, I think. Kubange enyonyi bwebeera eri ku runway tosobola kugamba mbu nze njigobye mukitegeera.
But don't you think it would be better for hip hop as a genre if rappers started making noise?
There are so many ways of making noise, and noise is warranted, right? Noise is warranted. Naye I always ask my team that, why, what's the why? You make noise, then what? Yes, no, you make noise, then what?
All right.
Because at the end of the day, if it's not changing, because what we have munga bocha hip hop is for see me, nze make noise, on social media, and I get clicks. That's what I want. And I get girls. Then I go back home, and then I do the same thing the next day, and I stay big. What we have then there are people who are like, okay, I'm creating this music to raise the black consciousness. Si just UG na Africa yonna. Nancy yonna. I'm continuing Marcus Garvey's dream musically. Katatoyo omugamba make noise, how? His making noise is going to be different even. All want my music is spiritual and serving a katonda. Kat, you're making noise for praise or music noise for kuba ne barapa aba gospel nabo sipala bakola kyakabi nnyo. And I'm not trying to put rappers down. I'm just saying there's so many ways. Making noise is just saying you only have one tool in your toolbox or in nyondo yoka. All things require different approaches. Oyinza okubeera wano weetaaga kaso, wano weetaaga chizo, wano weetaaga, but people always go, make noise. Like, nah, not everything's supposed to be smashed. And you could smash something which could actually be beneficial to you. Smashing a structure is all okuyamba. So there's some people who have like come against me nti banvuma, but the wealth of knowledge I have could save them years from being upcoming artists. Like I could tell you one thing that could probably change your life forever. If we were to have a conversation, I think you'll be here in a year, and in 2 years you'll be here, 3 years you'll be here. Uganda would be yours, or would be making more money. But if you just use to make the noise, yeah, we all lose.